Baby, baby! It's the show that doesn't end. Yes, it's go on and on. My friends, Rich, Clark, Crip, Zombie, WC, OPMG, Capos, in the house, Tim York, Brian E. I love it. Winter is coming. This is usually more of a 300 than a Game of Thrones thing. Oh my goodness, heard myself in the background. What's worth it hearing yourself? If you're me, who am I? It's the girl named Sugar. Big Johnny Stud, baby, coming to you worldwide from Brooklyn, New York, with the one and only Jake Coop on the ones and twos, best damn producer in the game. Don't worry, he knows what teams play in Houston. He was just kidding around with that tweet. Texans, Astros, what difference does it make? When you're a Blue Jay or a Yankee fan like we are, okay, no more sour grapes, everybody. It's the fastest show in MLB, absolutely anywhere. Again, I love that baseball the other day. Oh, what a great day! And it's so hard when you're a really big fan to enjoy it for other people. Trust me, I'm enjoying the game and the pressure and the circumstances, like 1,000%, obviously. Kind of goes without saying. But it's hard, right? Jay, holler if you hear me. People in the comments, holler if you hear me. It becomes hard. Sometimes it's like, and it's not even that's the Astros. I don't, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I just like the quality baseball. Though I think I'd like to see Rangers and Phillies. Who knows? We were kind of on the Phillies early. Arizona turned the beat around, man. Phew. These playoffs are so hard to predict. Though we've done okay on the pitching props. That's what I want to focus on today. Let's get into the games. We got two of them again. Me and Jay last week. Jay, I did it. I put the cart before the horse. The World Series, everyone, in case you're unaware, it's not set to begin until Friday. These series are not guaranteed to go 6 and 7. I didn't think Philly was going to get there. And I thought we're going to have a week out. And no, not so fast, the young one. All right, so let's get into the games. Now they flip-flop again. They keep flipping the times. All right, I just want to make sure. I want to do it in order. But I actually have it confused now. I want to make sure that I'm right. Okay, it's Arizona is at Philly first at 5. So let's do that. It's Arizona plus 165 dog on the bump. Merrill Kelly for those snakes with shapes on their back against the Broad Street Bullies in Philadelphia against Aranola minus 185. Yikes. Heavy juice to the Phils, bud. Probably with good reason. Tyler, see what's going on. Grab your spear, grab your shield. You're part of the phalanx here at Call to the Pen, man. Where we give to the book nothing and take from them everything. Just creating the most, sickest, psychotic, degenerate, just in the best way. All that, all like Rocky IV, you know what I mean? How stereotypical. All your love, all your passion, right? Everything you got. Everything you got. That's what it takes. No one's going to give it to you. You got to go get it. And that's exactly what the F we do it here. Rate, review, and subscribe if you've learned the damn thing, over the course of this season. I don't know how you can. I honestly don't know how you can. Check this out. This is the truth. I have some friends that have actually started tuning in that have no idea about betting or baseball at all. They're like, dude, you're a freaking maniac. Love it. Love it. All right, back into the game, man. Doing the thing that we do, everybody. So, Merrill Kelly, don't kind of scoff. And this is a mistake I've made. We think about pitchers, and sometimes they come with narratives, and it's very easy to say, oh, he's like a ground bowler, right? He's like a contact kind of guy. And we know when it comes to the playoffs, it's all about those big determinative starts. Funny, because I do so much F5 betting, you don't hear me talk about money starts on the regular program, right? We do a lot of F5 betting, or it's team 5, team total stuff. But in the playoffs, those starts that moves the needle, if you're unfamiliar, I developed this. I hope it sticks someday. Always funny how we say this is the restaurant where the chefs eat. And if one of us was at the bar watching baseball, because you're going to hear terms that are unique, right? Where you're doing custom stuff here. Anyway, money starts, 7 innings minimum, 2 earned run maximum. I'm really wed to this. The quality start has got to go. It's kind of stupid. 6 innings. I guess in the playoffs is not a given. Fine. So 6 innings is fine. But a 4 or 5 ERA, if you get there with 3 runs, is not great. Granted, 6-2 is okay as well. But there's still a full third of the game left that's got to be covered by the bullpen. I like the idea of getting through 7, you get it to the 2 best arms, or maybe the one, lefty-righty matchup in the 8th into the closer in the 9th. The reason I mentioned this, Merrill Kelly, he posted some pretty big starts. I can't believe it. Oh, my goodness gracious. And here it is. Okay, 30 games started. 18 quality starts, which is pretty good. But 7 money starts. Keep these numbers in mind. 7 money starts out of 30. A shade under a quarter with 5-10 strikeout games. How many of you out there knew when you thought Merrill Kelly had 5-10 strikeout games? Really kind of changed what he was doing. Let's take a look at the season stuff. For Kelly, again, a bit more impressive maybe than you thought. 3.29 ERA with a 119 whip, 6.68 OPS. That's like phenomenal across 178 innings. Stuff plus low on the fastball. It's not how we get you. Walk rate a touch higher than we thought, but again, all the swing and miss stuff was better than we expected. 12 swing and strike, 28 CSW, 27 whip, 36 O swing, 84 zone contact, right? So that really good mix of disciplinary stuff, getting swings and misses, getting ahead, inducing chases, winning in the zone a bit more than I think we give him credit for. So I just don't want to poo-poo Merrill Kelly. I think that's what I took away from my analysis, though he was much better at home on the year. 183 BA allowed, 577. That flips a 261 batting average, 767 OPS on the road. Again, not terrible, but the 4 ERA opposed to 259 at home. That's kind of the big difference. We saw him in the postseason twice. Right, he faced the Dodgers, 6-0. Went 6, gave up none, is what I mean. Struck out 5, walked 2. And then Philly, right, 5 2/3, gave up 3. Struck out 5, walked 2. Gave up 3 home runs. The lefty-righty split, not really much of an issue. We mentioned the home and away and the distance. He did face Philly once during the regular season, mid-June, when 6, gave up 2, struck out 7, walked 4. I mean, the walks are something that kind of happened with Philadelphia. We know, a lot of times it's funny, we often talk about disciplinary statistics and, teams that take walks. Like, they take walks. A part of taking walks is when you're the Phillies. And, pitchers rather crap their pants and walk you than pitch to you when you have 3 balls and have to come into the zone, right? A guy like Schwarber, you almost rather just put him on first. So, Kelly, the deep arsenal, 4-seamer, change, cutter, curve, sinker, and a a slider to right-handers. That entire arsenal has a 430 maximum expected slug. So that's a really good sign for, again, somebody like Kelly in these critical games. The reason he mentioned it, and part of the reason why he doesn't get blown up often, is when you have the depth of arsenal and something is not working for you, you just easily pivot to something else without making too much of a sacrifice. So Kelly, again, very deep arsenal. I don't really like the fastball. I'm surprised he throws it as much as he does. 30 use, 421 X-Lug, 36 whiff. That can't be. Just forget the whiff. 421. It's 18 inches when I wrote in 7 horizontal move. So a lot of sink. Sorry, forget the whiff. That can't be. I could filler buster to it really quick because it's only a single thing. But I know there's no way he's carrying that whiff rate on his 4-seamer. I think it might have been, but I thought it's 26, not 36. But again, that's pretty good. So I'm glad I knew I wrote it for a reason. So his hardest hit pitch that he does get whiffs on, because I think there's a bit too much sink without enough horizontal run. I don't think it's a great fastball, which again, he pushes a lot in a deep arsenal. Not a fan of that. So I think if he gets stung, that's how it happens. We saw that reflected in the home runs allowed. 11 home runs on that pitch. I'd be leaning on the changeup and the slider. Changeup, same 29 use, so that other kind of primary pitch. 323 expected slug and a 32 whiff rate. That's a money pitch, right? Reducing the contact, quality of contact allowed, maximizing the swing and miss ability. And then the slider, rarely that secondary pitch. 361 X-Lug, 41 whiff. That's a big time pitch. Like, that's where he's really kind of excelled. Jim Pun and Golf Pro, grab your spears already. Yeah, we got some Nola love going on in the comment section right now. I hear you. I mean, and with good reason. We're going to get there. He's been good. And we kind of called out, I'm not in love with the Arizona offense. As is, Lipton, they came up in the clutch. So, L on my forehead. L for love, of course. So that's probably enough of Merrill Kelly. I just wanted to make sure that we pitch the the pros with the cons, right? That I presented the most kind of fair argument. I don't have too strong of a lean on the game. I don't know if I want to play for a run line cover, and I think that's why I wanted to point that part out with Kelly. If we made him look like a doormat, we'd be going with the Philly run line, which I don't like. I like Philly to win, but I'm not going to pay 185. We're going to get some pitcher props, though. Check this one out, Jay. Get your trigger fingers ready, but using BetStamp. I'll tell you a little bit about it after we finish with this game. Merrill Kelly strikeout prop, 5.5. He's gone over 16 of 30. I think you leave that one alone. This one I think we got to go for. Jay Bird, my dear friend. Would you bring up his out props? So we're looking at Merrill Kelly out props. I saw 14.5 listed on DK earlier. Jay's going to bring up the menu. So not only did he go over 14.5, yeah, we're going to do it. We'll pay the moderate juice, minus 135, minus 140, best we could find. So not only did he go over 14.5 outs, 29 of 30 games, and then 2 of 2 in the postseason. It was 29 straight. So the only game he has not completed 5 innings was on March 31st. It was not even March 31st. So literally opening day, which when you think about that in some context, it's like a 100% hit rate. So I think we're going to go for that. So at least right off the bat, I feel good about leaving with some plays. Everybody knows I can be a bit conservative when it comes to these big marquee matchups. I just feel weird as my baseball handicapper. If you were rolling with us all year, like you know the deal. We're, smashing plus money pirate games. You know what I mean? It's like that's where the benefit is to baseball. The amount of opportunities that afford you, the way that the games recycle, and the amount of them where you could just don't want it, not interested, don't want it. This you're kind of forced, and it's not like the pricing is great either. Right, minus 185, that's pretty steep. I understand, but Kelly is good. This is a big-time game. I just don't think any of these playoff games, should be that. Far Cross Jim Pine, I see you, my friend. You and I, so simpatico as always. I'm always so proud of the quality of the listenership here. We're going to get to that one in a second when we get to the flip side of this one. So I think we definitely got to go with the over on the Kelly outs. The walk prop is set at 1.5. He's gone over 20 of 30. He's walked at least 2 batters in each of the playoff games. Jay, bring it up. I actually don't have the price handy. Same there, Jim. One love, my man. Do me a favor. Try not to highlight it, Jay. I'm sorry. That's the thing that kills me. That light gray over it is what kills me. I know, it's not you. It's me. I don't want to pay the minus 200 for it. That's not there for me. What about the over is plus 130? That's kind of what I was thinking about. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Man, plus 130 to the under, plus minus 198 to the... Nah, you got to leave it, man. You got to... I think you got to leave it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll... Do me a favor, bring it up one more time. I didn't do the math in my head fast enough. Shame on me, Jay. I know, Jay's got so much juice. You hear me? We haven't done it all season. I'm going to draw the line. So for some reason, I had him I made so many mistakes today. Maybe I had the over and under price flip. Now, you want the over, but you don't want to pay the juice. I guess if you can get your hands on SGP, I guess I'd go Phillies wins and Nola and Kelly 2 walks. Right? They're kind of correlated. I guess I'd do that, but I don't like the walk prop. And then over 2.5 runs, he's only gone over that 10 of 30. And you want to stay away from that. Again, the home run issue with the fastball prevalence and, the Philly matchup. We've kind of mentioned this. I don't want to beat it to death. Philly's been excellent down the stretch, second half, 2,000 plate appearances as a team versus righties. Top 2 in ISO, top 5 in homers, top 10 in OPS, WOBA, WRC+, Schwarber, Turner, and Harper. All closed out the second half with a 925 OPS or better. And then game 2 of the NLCS, there were 5 batted ball events, over 103 miles an hour. Schwarber 2 times, Turner, Harper, again, those same guys. So, again, if you were building off our analysis, you probably did a lot better than I did, trying to be cute and betting one thing here or there. And, we had a lot of the names, we had a lot of the home runs and stuff. And if you're looking at the regular season start that I mentioned before, that June start, he went 6, gave up 2, Merrill Kelly. JTR hit a home run, and Alec Baum had a barrel. So, right there, you just have 5 or 6 of the starting lineup in the Phillies have really hit this guy hard. But it's not so much of a BVP thing. I'm not a huge fan of batter versus pitcher stats as much. He kind of leans into it. He throws probably too many fastballs that are not very good. The control has not been great. They're going to dare him to come into the zone, try and lay off those off-speed pitchers that I mentioned before, the change and the slider. So let's get into Aaron Nola. Hopefully I did a decent job there laying this stuff out. I don't know anyone else is doing it like this. I'm not going to recall any names although. Jay, I feel like punching up to this extent is okay. Like this is a second Rocky reference. This is quite literally like Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed, right? Me taking a legitimate swing at the MLB network is the most underest of underdogs swinging at multi-million-dollar operations. Multi-million rooms full of people involved. Rooms full of people. And it's me and you, Jay. One really, really great dude and one obnoxious idiot with nothing to lose, my man. And that's why I think people love this stuff that we do, Jay. All the mistakes that we make, people love it. Right? They gravitate to our authenticity. Okay, I'm out there. I work on this stuff at a high level. We're bringing you just the nuance and the context, just pouring out your freaking nose. Right? That's how we roll. That's how we roll. We funnel them in through the tunnel. We walk them over the pit, and you catch a sandal to the chest. Woo! It ain't madness. It's Sparta here. Rate, review, and subscribe. Just a handful of shows left, man. Can you believe it? Sickest show on the internet, baby. Don't care if it's about baseball or not. Let's get to Aaron Nola. This postseason, he's the GOAT. Oh my God, he's the GOAT. I talked about this coming in. Woo! Tyler Conklin. Love you, baby, right? Again, sometimes, I often talk about the pressure valve. Let it rip sometimes, people. And I'm not coldly calculating and disciplined because every so often, you know what? I slam the gas, yo. I punch up and go for the throat. We're doing a better job than people getting paid millions of dollars, okay? And that's why you come here. That's why you can't miss this ish. And that's why we're maintaining views we change times through the regular season, through the postseason, Jay. Thumbs up, my man. You should never have your head down. Aaron Nola, the GOAT, 18 2/3 through the postseason. It's a .96 ERA with a .7 whip against Miami. Went 7, gave up none, walked 3, struck out 3, walked 1, Then it gets Atlanta, 5 2/3, gave up 2. I mean, that's like a complete game shutout around here. Struck out 9, walked 1. Get him where you fit him in. And then against Arizona, went 6, gave up none, walked 0, struck out 7, just shoving. He moves the needle again, right? 32 games started, 15 quality, 7 money starts, 7 out of 32. 3, 10 strikeout games. If I would have told you that. Merrill Kelly had the better, I don't know what you want to call these. Those like the Turner starts, like this kind of nerdy, you know. Those needle movers, right? I actually said it right in the first try this time. That Kelly was up there with Nola. I just like the offensive matchup better. Obviously, Philly's objectively better, but they play better into that. I mean, when Nola is rolling, the problem is he features a curveball. There isn't anybody that like, this guy hits sick curveballs. It doesn't work that way. Right? When the curveball is money, and when he can drop it on the corner for a strike, you have no chance. There's nothing you can do. Then go up there and just be super aggressive. You put yourself in a position, I should say, where you might be offering at pitches that maybe are not great that you can't drive. This is for the Diamondbacks and been part of the struggles. So the curveball I mentioned, 31 use, 367 X-Lug, 33 whiff. I mean, that's a money pitch, man. Then he backs it up with 2 more. The change and the cutter have a better than 30 whiff as well. When Noah's rolling, he's as good as anyone. He faced Arizona June 15th, same series, different game than the one we mentioned. He went 6 2/3, gave up 4, struck out 9, walk 1. Man, the strikeout rate's really kind of heavy against an Arizona team that has not struck out a lot, something we've covered throughout the course of the year. Though I think that has to do with what I mentioned. Again, maybe I should do this stuff for a living, right? Maybe I know what I'm talking about. But it's the truth because they know that, right? Teams that have patience still understand when a pitcher's primary is off speed and he can land it for strikes even when behind. Like, he'll throw a curveball behind. It kind of throws off all the calculus, and it kind of throws the general idea of patience out the window. You need to convert to an attack, where we're almost being patient is to attack. And that's where Nola has been so good. Again, he's as sharp as he's going to be right now. Arizona second half versus righties, bottom 2 in home runs, bottom 5 in slugging and ISO, bottom 10 in BA, OPS, WOBA, WRC plus. They jumped out of the box hot as could be. They've kind of fallen off since. Carroll was the only hitter with a better than 900 OPS in the second half against righties, by the way. They were very, very much slanted towards lefties in their splits. Let's do the props really quick. Nola over 5.5 strikeouts, 20 of 32. Jay, bring it up. I didn't see a price. I didn't know. I'm like, oh, I'm doing such a good job. I laid all the props out, but I forgot the pricing, which is obviously half the battle or more. Again, we'll tell you about that in just a second. Man, minus 128. So let's call it like a minus 130, minus 135. Oh man, I guess we get the 6 strikeouts. He does it kind of every game. All right, just hold on to it. If we fall short, I don't have anything marked yet. Then the out prop, 16.5, 23 of 32. Man, I think that's right. I think I like Nola with the distance. Like, 16 and a half. We got to go 5 2/3, 23 of 32. He's done it all 3 playoff games. OPMG, thank you for the compliments, man. Also, no one out there who I feel confident about when seeing a curveball. Exactly. You get it. Man, I don't know, Jay, do you love everything? If you do love any of this stuff, hit me up in the comment section if you love any of this stuff. I'm not loving it. The walk prop is at over 1.5. He hit that 13 of 32. I'd probably be leaning towards the under there. I think someone mentioned that in the comment section. The one that has the highest hit rate is actually the earn run prop. But I don't think I want to go there. That's the one that hits the most, although he's been so good in the playoffs, it's kind of hard to mess with. Jay, scroll through the walks again one more time. That's my mistake, my man. I was slow to the uptake right there. Minus 145. Golf Pro with me on the innings, so I'm going to go with that's the one I like the most. I think the under is good also, but my problem with the under is it goes against, I think the over on the innings is good. So again, we always have to keep that in mind. Same with strikeouts. Like, it's not necessarily a ton of strikeouts to get to 6 if you think the guy's going to go 7. But I think that's it. So Jay, let's get the innings. Let's go over on the innings prop for Nola. That's where I like. I think the price is in the best spot. It's at minus 120. And I think everything is kind of lined up there. And then I'm not saying I talk myself into it, but I think it goes very much in line with the analysis that we're doing. So bam, wham, bam, thank you, man. That'll do it for the first game. We're going to hop into the American League Championship Series. But first, a word for BetStamp. No.
All right, John, you caught me a little bit off guard there, but I'm good to go either way. You guys know the drill, guys. You know what's good. If you're looking to improve as a sports bettor, we find the easiest way to do so is to always have multiple sports books and always get the best odds. We find the easiest way to do that is by using an odds comparison tool like BetStamp. BetStamp compares odds across every sports book, including games, player props, and futures. Save time, save money. Download the app today. And if you're looking to sign up for new sports books, make sure you check out or head over to, betstamp.app/call to the fan. If you sign up through that page, it helps support the show. Now back to John.
All right, Jay, sorry about the no-look pass there. Before we do dive into the American League, I want to highlight something. BGC, what's going on? Really, you're an excellent example of the quality of listenership that I was talking about before, my friend. To see your growth as a player in real time, just with my own kind of peripheral. I'm not trying to shortchange you. This is an all compliment. Really impressive stuff. What I want to get at is something that he mentioned. I've noticed this also myself. Shame on me. And I meant to bring it up. But here we go. Do not forget your promos. Don't forget. I'm over here talking about price being the cheapskate, maximizing value. But talk about the truth. Talk about the truth. Don't forget your promos just so I had SGP boosts. in like the inbox. You know what I mean? That you have to check the little bell, the little envelope or whatever. Definitely worth looking into. If you can catch a boost on a single, right, then you could look at the plays we didn't want before, right, the Kelly stuff, or even the parlayed with the Philly money line. Yeah, same here, Jim. We'd love to see FanDuel on BetStamp as well. I think it's really just the beginning for them. Oh man, next year if they can get those under strikeout props in DK, woo! I'm already my eyeballs to those. I really love that. I couldn't believe that they opened us up to that menu of plus 190s all night. Just insane stuff. Insane stuff. All right, let's get into the American League. Texas plus 110. Underdogs on the road. Mad Max Scherzer, old blue eye. On the bump against the Astros at home. Minus 125 favorites. Christian Javier going for the Stros. Max gave us that one game in the postseason. Ugh, shame on me. L for love, Shtanad. So frustrating. It's frustrating. When the bubbles, frustrating. So frustrating. We talk about this all year. Fading pitchers off the IL. It's just like what we do. If I had a brand and you were following it at times, it was F5 team totals. It's always F5 betting. Implied team totals. Like these are the things. And it would be fading pitchers off the IL. We just do it all year long. And then oftentimes go the other way. And that's what I wanted to mention. Be careful of chasing this one start. Because it falls in line with our original thesis. Shame on us. Backing Max, he got hammered. First time, should have known. No, should have known. It's what we do, man. It's what we do. He went 4, gave up 5, struck out 4, walked 1. Oh, just kicking myself. But, again, there are not many holes, in this game. And that's what I think we got to be careful of. This is where a lot of, This is where a lot of the analysis for this game has kind of fallen, right? We're hearing Max has lost a step. Why are they doing this? He's hurt, going to get shelled. And I think I'd like to present my rational counter. Right? I don't know if it's right, but I think it makes sense at least. Is this guy's awesome? Through the season, a sub-4 ERA, 112 whip, 28K to 7 walk. A lot of the underpinnings we're used to from seeing Max. Underpinnings also really good. 4-seamer up at 94. 24 whiff rate. 11 inches of horizontal run. He's got a ton of tail. That's always why his 4-seamer is so good. Max, he's got just way more movement on it, left to right, than most people. Like, it's probably double the average. I don't have the average on hand, but it's probably double the average. And then the rest of the pitchers all have a ton of swing and miss. On the season, slider, change, and curve, plus cutter. Minimum 29% whiff rate. The guy still gets swings and misses. 2 of those pitches, the curve and the cutter. Money pitches. Like, if there was a money pitch, these would be, money plus. 264 X slug maximum. 33% whiff rate minimum. 27 games started, 14 quality starts, 8 money starts, higher than anyone else in the slate with less starts. 3 10K starts, as many as Nola, not as many as Kelly. So I think when you pop the hood on Scherzer, he's still really freaking good. And if you think, or at least kind of somewhat buy into the fading guys off the IL, expecting one start of not being great. I said he got shelled. I don't know if I necessarily got shelled. He was disappointed because we backed him and he got hit. And, we all know the playoffs, once you're out like a couple runs, you feel like it's kind of a little. Whether or not that's the case, right? We've seen late scoring. This thing it's real. All right, let's look at the props. I think I want to go back to the well. Scherzer's listed at 4.5 strikeouts. It's gone over that 20 of 27 starts. I think we want to go back to the strikeouts. Jay, as long as the price is viable, again, I don't have the prices, but I do know strikeout props sometimes are ridiculous. And they get into that strata that I don't really like to go. But if it's something kind of normal, Scherzer strikeouts 4.5, I'm seeing plus money. Yeah, we definitely like that. Yeah, I think we definitely like that. That kind of checks a few of the boxes. I know he fell short in the first game, but again, we're looking for any kind of progression. But I think the strikeout prop is something you can get without necessarily needing to go, right? Max and get that needing to go. 7 innings, let's say. Plus, I really like the odds on that. So we got a plus 105 pretty much across the board. So I'm checking that box. I'm into that. 13.5 outs over that 22 of 27. Jay, you got to bring that one up also. They're just tempting the shite out of us right now. 14 outs is 4 2/3. 4 2/3. Well, we just fell short of that in game 1, right? Yeah, he went 4. I guess that's maybe the assumption, the quick hook in the game 7. Maybe that one. Maybe I don't like that one. They are trying to tempt us with standard VIGs. Minus 110, even some plus money out there. Jay, I want to leave this one up to you, man. You hear what I'm saying? I think in a vacuum, if this game was, the summertime, I think it's a smash over. I don't think the line would be posted here. I think game 7 nullifies that. Let me know what you think in the private chat, Jay. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, people. But in a vacuum, I like, I think we go over, but you can see where it goes south, just because that's what it is. It's all hands on deck. I don't think you're getting to it. Over 1.5 walks is the line. He's gone over 16 of 27. Over 1.5 earned runs, 14 of 27. Earned runs is tempting. Reason being, right? Earned runs are the function of distance. Yo, Stug, I saw you. What's going on, man, by the way? Capo status. Grab your spear, hop into the phalanx. Always room for one more, but just giving to the books nothing, taking from them everything. I saw your question. Sunday more. Every other Sunday, I'm on the Q&A for The Athletic. Swamped, man. I like over-deliver. I'm like answering 100-something questions. And, people pay. When people pay, I really try and over-deliver. So those Sundays are rough. I'm going to get to it. And the thing is, stuff we talk about in the show. If you have a rational pushback on some of the risk management stuff, I guess we could talk about it just really quick. Everybody, Stug's a long-time listener. Another one of the shining examples of the quality of listenership I think that we've brought here. Right, we joke it's the Russell Water Chefsy because we know we have professional handicappers. There are some line makers in the crew here. Again, Spartan soldiers are Spartan soldiers, right? There's no real idiots listening to this over their head. There are people that just want to pick. That's not what we get here. So he was asking about when we build ladders, about shifting around the money, and I'd say, especially if you're starting with the same unit like size, like providing the whole thing is within the structure, go nuts, man. The only thing that I set for myself, again, is a base rule. Because I was going on people, and this, we like to just help people here all together. Rob, the pizza man, take him on Twitter, let him know how good of a job we're doing. Network and all that stuff. That there's a 1,000 ways to skin a cat without scratching its arsehole, as my grandfather used to say. So providing your risk is in check, because what happens is I was giving out ladders and they're in different increments sometimes. So a lot of times it has to do with the pricing. My one rule, the one hard and fast rule I do have, I want the base rung to pay for the venture. That's number one, meaning once we achieve the first green check, you really want to make sure you make at least 10% on that single bet. Leave it at that. If there's anything else, anybody can hit me up at any time on Twitter at John Laghezza. And if you're into the football stuff, we're doing pretty good. I'm actually, it's funny, the unit's not that impressive, but the ROI is pretty good because I haven't been betting a lot. Like this weekend, I didn't really bet a lot because it's been gross. So anyway, well, again, right, deep diving analysis, statistics, application, betting, both betting and like life. Again, hopefully you people are enjoying this stuff. It's free, somehow. All right, so I think we got it back, Max, a little bit. Though you got to keep in mind, obviously, Houston offense just awesome against righties. Oh, we're talking over 2,000 plate appearance sample in the second half. Top 3 in BA and OBP. Top 5 in slugging, OPS, WOBA, WRC+. Top 10 in home runs and ISO. Just doing like a little bit of everything. Game 1, 7 of the 12 batted balls were over 100 miles an hour. That's an issue. And it was off of 3 different pitches. So I don't know if anyone else is talking about this kind of stuff. William Craig says Houston beginning off the fast starts last several games. I think that's the explanation for all the low bars. But it's also why I think I like the over on the earned runs for Scherzer. Jay, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm always rambling and stuff, going on tangents and reading comments, trying to involve people. If we hit that one, but I think that's why I like the Scherzer over earned runs. Even if I do like him, 1, 2 is just not a lot. And I think 2 is the finish point. I almost feel like he goes until he gives up 2. Right, he'd have to absolutely gem, right? He'd have to absolutely freaking gem. He's got to get through 6 without giving up a run, right? And I just don't even know if we get there. So let's minus 140. Fine, Jay. They're freaking twisting our stupid arms with the juice, right? We're just paying to win a bucket. I don't want to sink the ship. Paying juice. I'm so rip roaring, man. Anyway, people, support this show because right now our sole focus is wrapping up these last few shows as strong as possible and getting this show back next year. Common stuff matters. Interactions matter. I don't BS you. If anything, I'm closer to begging for the stupid shit because it matters way more than it should, as we say around here. Now let's finish up, Straw. So it's just a bad matchup. And then again, right, Scherzer, all the fastballs, Jordan, Tucker, Bregman, and Chas McCormick, of course. Fastball destroyers, righties, double-digit barrel, 400 xWOBA. So if they're sitting on it because of the hyper usage, 50% use is 45 minimum at least from Max. When you start seeing that is when hitters will start to wait. And again, if he's not landing you off-speed stuff, then this could get ugly. And again, I think we get to the 2 earned runs. So let's do the other side, Javier, really quick. And then I'll get you out of here. Sorry, you're going on a couple minutes long. Didn't mean to, but we're having so much fun. Javier at Minnesota went 5, gave up none. Struck out 9, walked 5 Twins, though. Then at Texas, went 5 2/3, gave up 2, struck out 3, walked 1. 31 games in a year, 11 quality, 0 money starts from Javier. Keep that in mind, not a great sign. He did have 10 strikeouts 3 times. Best pitch is the slider, 30 use, 329, X-lug 29, whiff rate very, very strong. He faced Texas 1 time in a regular season. They ate his lunch. 4 1/3, gave up 8, struck out 4, walked none. Brutal. However, he faced him in game 3, like I mentioned. He was hyper using the fastball. It was just working for him. It's up a mile an hour. He's been awesome these playoffs. So he had that usage pumped up to 65%, which is very, very high. But he maintained a 27% whiff rate on it. He also had a 100% whiff rate on the change. It was only like 3 of 3, but still. Only 3 hitters offered at the change. They all swung and missed. Let's look at the props. Javier, I'm a bit more worried. He's a narrative guy, right? This is the narrative bet. If you like Javier, it's because you like playoff Javier and you don't care at all about the season stats because we should not kid ourselves. And I'm not saying this is what matters. But what I am saying is we should not kid ourselves. He had a rough season. 4.6 ERA, 1.3 whip. Sierra, an expected ERA at 4.5 or worse. 9% walk rate, not nearly as bad as the 38% ball rate. 56 fly ball, 9.5 barrel. He's lucky to get away with 1.4 homer 9 and a 320 expected WOBA. Like, for real. A little bit better at home than on the road. But Javier should worry you a bit. The K prop is at 4.5 over 18 of 31 times a season. I would say thanks, but no thanks. We've seen him, not say get cute, but almost maybe giving up on that, trying to throw all the funkiness and losing the plate and walking a ton of guys. That's 12.5 outs of 31. Jay, gotta get this. Oh, Stug, you know what? I didn't write that one down. I like that one also, maybe, depending on the price. So, Jay, bring 12.5 outs. See if that posted. That's 27 of 31. I know the quick hook, but like, oh yeah, it's that plus money also. They just tempted it. It's just like, come ooh. And I get this is all game 7. No one knows what to make of this. All right, let's put that one on the shelf, Jay. Maybe I'm worried about the quick hooks, right? I want to, if we've been talking about it, that's at the very least. I'm always okay losing bets. I don't want to do the Scherzer thing again, where we lay out our theory and what we've been consistent in, and then go against it and be wrong. If you're gonna be wrong, if you're gonna be wrong within the process. You always feel a bit better about it. Stokes got Javier over 3.5 hits. Golf Pro looking at the hits and the walks or the earned runs. Let's get to that one. Maybe we like that one. The only thing the earned runs, they set it at 2.5. I don't know if I like that. The walk prop is set at 1.5. He's gone over that 18 of 31. I think that's the one that maybe I like the best. Jay, bring up the walk prop because we've seen him just kind of spin it out of control. Again, the pressure is dialed up to 11. Will he challenge if he falls behind? You got to go to minus 130 to get your hands on the walk prop. If I had to take a Javier prop, I think that's the one I like the best. Because, again, just to stay within myself. If things go really poorly, where I mean the 2 walks fit into a very poor start. If things go really well and he tends to go distance, like I mentioned, all of a sudden 2 walks is not crazy. We love the walk prop for Kelly because it's not like a walk machine. The guy just goes 6 2/3. You walk a guy in the second, you walk a guy in the fifth. It's just not that big of a deal, right? Especially in these high leverage situations. And again, trying maybe not to challenge hitters that are really awesome. Speaking of hitters that are really awesome, Texas offense is just that. So okay, I like the walks, Jay, and I want to kind of avoid everything else. I would have went over the earned runs if it was at 1.5, because I think Texas is a pop for 2 against a righty anytime. Against righties, again, more than 2,000 plate appearance. Sample, second half, top 3 in homers and ISO, top 10 in BA and OPS. They're just getting on quality contact. It's the entire lineup. It's the whole front half of it. Simeon, Seager, Dolis, and Evan Carter, better than 9-10 OPS second half. They kill fastballs. The same names: Adolis, Garver, Seager, Jung, Simeon, and Leote. Double-digit barrel, minimum 375 expected WOBA versus fastballs with righties on the season. Then versus Javier, July 3rd in that game. Seager, Jung, and Leote had batted ball events over 105 miles an hour with a plus 420 expected WOBA. Home runs by Jankowski and Leote. And then this last game, Seager, Jung, Garver, and Carter, right? So again, it's all the usual suspects. It's all the usual suspects of the guys that kill righties. I had a batted ball event of 102 miles an hour, right? So maybe Javier got a bit lucky. Those 4 plus Adolis have a plus 900 postseason OPS. So that entire front half of the Rangers is just brutal. How about some offensive stuff? Jake, can we get a team total before we get out of here? It's not 4. Is it 4 flat? If it's 4 flat, I like Texas 4 flat. I don't know if I want to go to 5. It's, again, looking for 5 runs in a game 7 feels pretty heavy. We do have a 4 posted at minus 118. I think I like that one. It's hard to project Texas under 4. It really just so hard to project them under 4. We've seen them get to the pen. We've seen them hitting the clutch. I mean, Garcia's ball list, I don't know if it landed yet. I'm gonna back off the 4, Jay. I'm gonna be a coward. Again, it doesn't play into the storyline that I'm laying out. I'm gonna back off the offense. Right, we're looking for kind of hotly contested and super pitching matchups and all these high lever stuff. So I'm not really looking for a lot of offense. So that'll do it, everybody. Took you on a Big Johnny's wild ride right there. I was sick as this show. I mean, it's just, I don't know anyone else covered all this shit in 45 minutes. Anyway, so that'll do it. AL and NLCS, late series edition of Call to the Pen HQ. Are we definitely back tomorrow? No, we are not. Are we definitely back tomorrow? I'm so lost in myself right now. Shame on me. How do I not know this stuff, like doing this for a living? Shame on me. Oh God. Right, so obviously, first, I can't believe it. I'm so brain farting right now. Right, 3-2 and 3-2. Right, I forgot the Phillies can end it also. I don't know what's wrong with me. I know Jay's like screaming at me right now. Jay, I seen your moment. And, bro, man, it happens. I don't know. Maybe it's a Monday off the football stuff. Anyway, that'll do it, everybody. If you're still listening at this point, you really don't care, and you probably got a good laugh because that's what we're all about here. You know, laying the bricks for sustainable work ethic. And the best way to keep up wanting to work like a freaking maniac, right? That degenerative but productive mindset that I mentioned before that we share. Just have some fun while you do it, man. Don't be so stuck up. Don't worry. We all take L's. Water off the duck's back, yo. You make a mistake, you get up, brush yourself off with the black eye, you do a better job. So we'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 in the morning. Appreciate you, Jim, BGC, OPMG, and Golf Pro. Yo, I am not that dude. We are them dudes and dudettes, man. Here at 300, baby. Where it ain't Sparta, it's madness. From Jay Coop and Big Johnny Stud. Thank you for picking up what we're putting down. We're about to get out of here. Sorry for running long. I hope everybody enjoyed it, though, man. Where else should get this? Come on. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck, yo. See you in the morning. Maybe. Peace.